I remember how before the pandemic, I made the video about China. And China was talking about banning Steam, the video game platform. And Gabe made an agreement with China in order for him to be allowed to continue operating there. And the agreement basically had a new version of Steam that would be available only for people in China. And in order to make an account, the Chinese citizen would have to dox himself. He would have to show his government ID. He would have to tie his pseudonym to his real name. And then the government would track metadata from everyone that's on Steam, like certain behaviors, things that people would talk online, the avatars they would use, how much time they would spend gaming. All of that would be tracked by the Chinese Communist Party. And of course, the government would also have the ability to regulate how much time people are allowed to play, what video games people are allowed to purchase, in order to, put the fear of God, well, in this case, the actual God, the government, into the citizen, right? To allow the normalization of the idea that the government is and should be in even the most basic and private aspect of a person's life, which is their hobby. And I remember, Westerners, right? They were united in this. People from America, even leftists and right-wingers, people from the United Kingdom, like literally everybody here would look at that with, the utmost disgust and contempt. Because back in 2016, 2018, we actually didn't have that. And we generally thought that we are superior as a people because we have freedom. You can actually play a video game without the government giving a shit, right? And even without other people caring. That was how it was back then. And I see that the exact same people were very easily manipulated. How many friends don't you have, or how many political commentators don't you know that, again, used to be against the Chinification, and now they're actually for it because it's about protecting the children. And I keep talking about the academic agent because, it really genuinely shocked me. Seeing a guy that I used to call him UNCAP agent, to now basically support the idea that the government should do what China does, especially knowing that the government is inherently leftist and that their agenda still goes against everything you believe in, and wanting to empower them, even though you should know that they're lying about protecting the children, because obviously it's not about that, right? It's just them copying the Chinese system and importing it into the West. And I see the Lotus Eaters supporting it. I see academic agents supporting it. And this is why I'm losing faith for humanity. It's not because I don't like the policy or, I don't understand that bad things can be implemented. Is that I'm seeing just how easy it is to manipulate people. It's so simple. The government can pretty much push whatever they want to push as long as the framing and the PR is done right. If you're framing it in an emotional way, protecting the children, then anyone that criticizes the government proposal is being immediately viewed as trying to harm the children. And of course, the only thing that can keep people safe is the government. And so they can push literally everything. And I saw this during the pandemic as well, right? The idea that if you go outside, you kill grandma by coughing. So you need to shut down your businesses. But at the same time, you also have to go outside to protest for Black Lives Matter. And it created this idea in the United Kingdom, this legal situation, that if you, let's say, had a family member that just gave birth, right? So you wanted to go see your nephew. If you went to see your nephew, you would have gotten fined. But if the family member would bring the nephew at a BLM rally and you went to see him there, it would be okay. And again, this just shows how easy it is to manipulate the masses. Individual people are harder to manipulate, but the masses, you can bamboozle them any way you want. And so, I'm looking at these legislations that are just coming. Look at this shit, right? You have a new bill called the Parents Decide Act was introduced this week. This bill would require operating system companies such as Apple and Google to verify users' real age when they first set up a phone, tablet, or computer in the US. So this is not like allowing the parents to decide. This is basically like forcing the parents to comply. And all the children, once they grow up, they will have to comply as well. You also have the European Union, which is very interesting because, again, like during the pandemic, a lot of people were concerned about CBDC. They were concerned about digital ID. And the European Union basically said, look, we're going to make the digital ID optional. Like, you don't need to have it, right? It's just like something that if you genuinely want, you can take it. And now they're tying it to accessing social media. So they're expecting a 90% compliance rate. You don't make something optional if you expect a 90% compliance rate. Meanwhile, in the UK, they're also talking about how to mess with VPNs, like forcing VPN companies to get the ID from the people that are using them, which, again, like specifically goes against the whole concept of a VPN. And so the question is, like, who's pushing back against this? And why isn't there any type of movement that raises, like, privacy concern issues or security issues? Like, the system has already been implemented in a couple of countries. And we've also noticed hundreds of millions of people's private data being leaked onto the dark web. And so there is damage, and there is absolutely no consequence for the companies that have had this data leak. Persona is one of them. And of course, like, there is no damage to the company because the average person doesn't really get to decide what company to use, right? Like, for example, if you have to dox yourself online, you don't get to choose Persona, you don't get to choose another company. The reality is there's like 4 or 5 companies. And if you want to log on Discord, well, Discord gets to pick the company for you. And you're forced to work with that, right? And the biggest scary thing, and this is what nobody is talking about, like, look how the payment processors are able to deplatform people based on vibes, right? Like, for example, you have a woman that writes erotica, and maybe she writes incest porn like in Game of Thrones or whatever the fuck, right? Visa or MasterCard gets to say, no, you're not allowed to sell this book. And they can actually threaten an entire online store that they will get debanked unless they take that book off the sales, right? And so Visa and MasterCard can do this, and a lot of people don't care because it's about porn, right? But then they can also do it over hate speech. I mean, Patreon, the platform Sargon of Akkad, right? Like, payment processors can target people based on political leanings, and they have in the past. Like, this is not something that I'm saying they might. They already did. And imagine now if you have like an age verification website that's actually required to partner with if you want to have an online forum. And the age verification website generally says, yeah, we don't want to do business with you because we noticed that you have some problematic individuals on your platform. I mean, would it be illegal for them to do that, right? Because they're not a payment processor. They're basically like now part of infrastructure, and you need to have them in order to comply. And the problem is, like, as I mentioned before, they're just 4 or 5 of these things. And they can just talk to each other and set policy, or activists could put pressure on them and set policy. So it's another bottleneck, it's another bottleneck for free speech. It's another bottleneck for activists to put pressure on people they disagree with. And again, I have to wonder, like, why is no one against this, right? Like, it's happening in the European Union. It's happening in the United States. It's happening, as we get to see here, in Singapore, right? Like, in Singapore, gamers are being locked out of games they already own unless they hand Microsoft a face scan, a passport, or their national ID. Google went further. Its age estimation watches your YouTube habits and search history to guess how old you are. They call it child safety. The result is a biometric toll booth between you and your own library. And I think I know why there isn't pushback. First and foremost, going with this makes you look like a moral, decent person, right? Makes you look like you're having a suit. Makes you look like academic agent. You're for protecting children's safety, right? Like, who's going to talk shit against you? Because if they talk shit against you, they're for endangering children. The other thing is, like, going with this allows you to get in on the grift. Like, the people that, go, like, they do insider trading and shit, They obviously have stocks into companies like Persona. The government can also increase collaboration between the companies that provide the age verification. I mean, Persona itself basically was also scanning for people to see if they paid their taxes or not. And so, like, the question is, like, why would, like, logging onto Discord and showing your face, why would that require so that the age verification company checks your face and compares it to other people that pay their taxes or not? And this goes to speak to all the fucking imbeciles, cretins, and morons that basically said, oh, well, it's just like showing your ID from walking into a bar. And it's like, listen, dipshit, I never remember the bartender actually looking for my ID and comparing it with other people that paid or didn't pay their taxes. Or to see if I'm on a terrorist list or some shit. Right? And think about the false positives as well. Like one simple glitch, and all of a sudden your emails get locked, all of a sudden you get debanked because like maybe they think you're a terrorist. And by the way, that actually did happen. Like there is a person that appeared in the newspapers claiming that literally that's what happened with Persona. Like they were false positive, right? They had one of those baby faces that look exactly like, apparently like some jihadi. And immediately they got flagged, right? Like their account got suspended and shit. And then they needed to spend a couple of weeks in order to get their stuff restored. And the question is like, why? Like, why would you even need to put up with that hassle to begin with? And so, yes, the Chinification of the internet is a thing. I do see it coming, and I genuinely don't see many people complaining about it, right? It's almost no financial benefit if you form a group and you try to do pushback against it, which is why it's not happening. So, let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.